Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. Let me just make sure we are live. We are live, but I don't want it to make noise. So let me get out of here. Okay, here we go. I didn't want to get feedback for you. So welcome to today's show. It's great to be here with you. I'm Rebecca Satori, intuitive business and success coach for entrepreneurs. I've been doing this for 12 years. And I am super excited to be here with you. I'm on day 4 of the 75 Hard program. And if you're not familiar with it, you can check out Andy Frisella's Real AF podcast. And getting ready to do my second workout in just a few minutes here after I finish up being here with you today. But what we're going to go over today is who is dictating your success. And I'm going to tell you a little story about what happened yesterday. So last week, on Friday evening, I hit a 200-pound buck, which was quite the profound experience, which I'm looking into the symbology of. And I drive a Jeep. And so fortunately, I was not injured and my car was minorly injured, I guess you could say. I just actually received the estimate from the insurance company. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But anyways, so I took my vehicle yesterday to a collision center. My son dropped it off or helped me drop it off. And then I went to another appointment. He dropped me off there. And then I was going to take an Uber back to pick up my Jeep from them, taking a look at it to give me a cost estimate. So basically, I went to get picked up by the Uber driver. I was already pissed off with him, because he seemed to be taking forever. And in the area that I live in, I don't think I've ever taken an Uber here. I live in the Maryland area, but I've taken Ubers like everywhere in Nashville, Tennessee, Miami, Paris, you name it, all of the different places I've traveled. And it just seemed like this guy was taking forever and ever, which is super annoying to me to begin with. Then he went to the wrong location. So I had to walk. Of course, he didn't move. I get in. And Maryland lifted their, I don't even know if you can say this word, but I already said it. So I guess if this video gets taken down, I don't know if you could have to wear this. I know I've seen other people do that gesture. But that mandate was taken down on January 29th. And if you think about it, and if you have any critical thinking skills or any logic in you, you might think, well, why was it not safe on January 29th, but then it was safe on January 30th and the 31st and all the other days? So it's just really being honest with yourself to think about, what have I been told and how am I living my life as a result of what I've been told? And is what I've been told even true? So anyways, I get into the Uber and the guy he's getting ready to put, his on. And I was like, oh, you don't have to wear that. This whole thing is a bunch of bullshit anyways. At this point, if you don't see that this is all bullshit and that the contradictory lies have far out enumerate, I mean, at this point, I say we're living with irrefutable evidence, literally irrefutable evidence. Why can I go to Florida or Nashville and all these other places? And it's like, okay, great. It's like normal living here. I don't have to deal with any of this crap. And then, Maryland's kind of been back and forth as a blue state. I don't participate in any of that crap. So anyways, the guy says to me, oh, I don't want to get sick. I mean, it's a fear-based thinking. So when you're making your decisions, are they coming from a place of fear or are they coming from a place of awareness and love? That's foundational to any decision that you're going to make. You need to get radically honest with yourself about the decisions that you're making and why you're making them. Are you in people-pleasing mode? Are you in accommodating mode? Are you in avoiding mode? So one of the most recent books that I've been reading is called Radical Honesty by Brad Blanton. I actually hired a radical honesty coach for my sons and I. And they talk about 98% of people in the world are living their life from a place of shoulds. And so, or you're giving your power away. Right? We're in an energetic time period in the universe and globally right now where we have to take back our power. Every single individual on the face of the planet, we have to take back our power. The doctor does not know more than you. The politicians do not know more than you. Nobody knows more than you. You have just given your power away. Your parents don't know more than you. No one knows more than you. You know your own body. And anytime someone says anything to you or offers advice, even if you're working in a coaching relationship or getting business coaching like my clients do, we all have resonance. We all have frequency. So it's going to resonate within you. And unless you're in your power, you're going to let someone else direct your life instead of you saying, well, wait a minute, that doesn't really resonate for me. And it's important to speak up and say that it doesn't resonate for me, or I need more time to digest this, or I'm going to process this. I'm going to reflect upon this. I'll come back to you. You don't have to have all the answers in the moment. If you're in an interaction with somebody, or you're in an argument or an altercation with somebody, you can say, thank you for your input. I'd like to process through this. That's another thing. I mean, I say all the time, like self-knowledge is your greatest wealth, truly, aside from your health, of course. But, you know, to be able to know like, gee, this resonates with me or doesn't resonate with me, and being in touch with that divine aspect of yourself, that knowing aspect, and then speaking up about it, having the courage to speak up about it. So anyways, it just made me think of this yesterday, which is interesting, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But when I said that, and it was clear that we had altering viewpoints, which is fine. Everyone can have altering viewpoints. I'm all about health freedom for humanity, okay? Freedom of choice, not creating a codependent relationship and telling me that if I put sunscreen on, then you go to the beach and you're not going to get burnt by the sun. That's a crock of shit. So anyway, so he said, you need to put one on. And I said, no, I don't wear them. And he said, well, you're not going to be in this Uber if you don't put one on. And I was like, oh, well, I have a sweatshirt sitting on my lap. I'll just hold it up, because literally the collision center was like 2 seconds down the road. And he was like, no, you need to get out. And so I was like, okay, no problem. But the reason why I'm using this story, and it was immediately inspired when this happened to come on here and share with you, is because I stood up for what my truth was. I stood up for what I believed and what I know is right for myself and my body. I'm not going to have someone else tell me how to live my life and not breathe God-given fresh air. I'm not available for that. And so, and also my choice does not affect you. Okay. My choice to do what I'm doing and to do what I'm being divinely guided to do is my business, and it doesn't affect someone else. In most circumstances, I'll say that. There's a caveat. So anyways, long story short, I went for a little walk. It was fantastic. I was already in my exercise clothes because I was going to the gym for day 3 of 75 hard for part of my workout plan. And then I got another Uber and got down to the place to pick up my car. But it really made me think about who are you allowing into your life that is ending up dictating your business success, your health, your wealth, where you live, your choices, your outcomes, all of it, how you're raising your children, whether or not you have children, what career you go into, what line of work you're in. There's tons and tons of people right now who are literally flooding into the online world because they're completely miserable working for someone else and being an employee. And so there's going to be a huge explosion in the world of entrepreneurship. If I mean, it's already started. Because these people are waking up and they're realizing, holy shit, I'm not happy. Holy shit, I'm in the middle of my life and my life sucks. Holy shit, I'm not doing what I love. Holy shit, I'm not living my divine purpose. There's all kinds of awakenings and awarenesses that have arisen and birthed out of this whole 2-year process of discomfort, because we grow in adversity. So if any of you are watching this and you're interested in getting more clear about what your life purpose is and how to turn it into a business, please comment below, or, you know, send me a message or go to my website, RebeccaSatori.com. Also, while we're here doing housekeeping work, please subscribe to my channel and like and share and comment on this video if you feel inspired. Thank you. So anyways, the interesting thing about this was, like, here I have this whole download and this whole Uber experience. And then when I went to do my 10 pages of reading last night, I started with Andy's book again because I had read it before. But I wanted to refresh my memory. And I literally highlighted this. It says, you've let them dictate your actions. You've let them control you. So I want you to really get honest with yourself right now. If you were to get radically honest with yourself in this now moment, what in your life has been a should, or what in your life has been dictated by someone else? How are you living your life, or holding yourself back and staying small and not living full out because you're afraid of judgment or criticism or losing a friend or a family member? There's so much division that has occurred over the past several years that people are in even more fear, and they're dancing around, they're walking on eggshells instead of showing up and just being radically honest and being truthfully honest. This doesn't necessarily mean brutal honesty. That's one thing that I am learning from this radical honesty coach, because I can tend to be brutally honest, and I freaking love people who are also maybe not brutally honest, but just truth tellers. I've always been a truth teller. I've always been an advocate for truth and freedom, and that will never change. It is literally coursing through my veins. So the other thing that was interesting was then this chapter that I got to last night in my reading, which Andy calls listening to your boss voice versus your bitch voice. And I actually had my youngest son do a project on this today. I was like, here, you're going to read this chapter. It's only like 5 pages long. And then you're going to write out what's the difference between the boss voice and the bitch voice, and then how you're going to apply it to your life. The other thing that this made me think about is a really fantastic book I read years ago, multiple times, and it made me think, oh, maybe I'll read this book again too. It's a book by Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, and it's called Excuses Be Gone. And one of the things about the 75 Hard program is it's no compromises, no excuses. It's like burn the ships, all that stuff. So far too often in business and far too often in life, we do make compromises. And I'm not saying to not be a compromising person. I mean, in any relationship, there's negotiation and there's compromise, not necessarily in business relationships. I was just working with a client on that on my group call right before this, where she was like, well, what if the person wants to do this? It's like, excuse me, are you the expert or not? Because when you're the expert in your business and you know what that person needs, you need to think about it too. It's like, if you were to go to the doctor, like during the pandemic, I actually had emergency surgery. I wasn't negotiating with the doctor. Like, oh, well, maybe it's not a 6-inch mass that needs to get cut out of my abdomen. Maybe we could wait another week or see what happens. Look, obviously you could do that. But generally you're not going to negotiate with someone that you're seeking the expertise from. And it probably will impact the level of confidence that you have in someone if they are going to negotiate back with you. And so it's really important as a business owner to know what product or service is it that you're offering, and you stick to this is the format of that product or service. I work with people in my sales mastery course, where you get access to my course, and then you also get 12 weeks of coaching with me. If somebody's like, oh, I want to do it in 6 weeks, well, that's not an option, because I, as the expert, as someone who has done international sales for 12 years and been very successful and made lots of companies millions and millions of dollars, including in my own company, I know what it takes in order to learn the skills that you need to be masterful at sales. So no, you can't go through the course in 6 weeks, because you're not going to get the results that I am committed to you getting. So that's just one example of not allowing someone else to come in and rearrange how it is that you conduct business. You can't walk into Neiman Marcus or Saks Fifth Avenue and say, oh, it's been 2 years. I bought this dress 2 years ago. Tags are still on it. I want to return it. They have a return policy. Every company is going to have systems and structures that support the success of that company. I would say that 80 to 90% of the failures that occur in a business are a result of your mindset and your operating system. So what I teach my clients is about your healthy business ecosystem. No one else in the industry talks about this, but I look at, from an aerial viewpoint, what are the structures and systems that you have in your business, and how are they intersecting with your unique operating system as a human being, your unique personality, your unique lifestyle? Are you a parent? Do you have children? And then customize what I call your sales sweet spot. So how do you create the structures and create or modify the structures and systems that you have in your current business model, and then match them up to complement and to enhance and to, make blossom, if you will, how your business is operating based upon your own unique operating system. And most people, like I said earlier in this training, they don't have that level of self-knowledge and self-awareness. The way that I work with my clients isn't just from a business perspective, it's also from an intuitive perspective. So I'll get a download on all kinds of different things about you and your family life and your lifestyle, and then intersect that with how your business is running. And then you can really thrive and take off and have what I call those quantum leaps. So this opportunity for you today, watching this, whatever day you're watching this, day, evening, morning, or afternoon, is for you. It's a prompt. You've come across this for a reason. Nothing in life happens by accident. And it is a prompt for you to do an evaluation process. So what I would recommend that you do is to take a moment today or tomorrow, put it in your calendar. Nothing's real unless it's in your calendar, and write out who else is dictating the choices that you're making, because the choices that you're making have consequences and they direct the direction, they're directing the navigation of your life and your business. So how much success are you willing to have? How much happiness are you willing to have? Are you stopping yourself? Is the voice in the head even belonging to you? If you get really radically honest with yourself, are you like, oh my gosh, that's the voice of my mother? Or, oh my gosh, that's the voice of my ex-husband? Or, oh my gosh, that's the voice of someone who bullied me on the internet, or whatever. People can get totally derailed by comments in, below videos like this, for example. And you need to really live by this rule. This is a rule that I live by. Depending upon the value that you bring to my life, it's the degree in which I value your input, your feedback. And I'm also very discerning about who I allow to give me feedback. There are some people who will give unsolicited advice. That happens all the time. If you're one of those people, I'll give you a little tip right now. I would highly recommend that you say, are you interested in feedback? Or could I provide some input? Even when you have children, it's important to ask for permission and give them autonomy. So, really be discerning about who you take advice from, and not just take advice and input from every single person. If you really want to be successful and you really want to get somewhere in the world and really be happy and fulfilled in your life and be living the life that you've always dreamed about, the best thing that you can do is make sure that you're living your life out of a foundation that you have created, not the shoulds from someone else, not the shoulds that you've created or perhaps even carried on from someone else. And then also have very, very great discernment about who you're willing to receive information from or to receive coaching advice from, because that will directly impact where you end up in your life. I'm also very discerning about free information. You can go on YouTube and find anything that you want. So I'm very particular about who I watch, who I listen to, and I'm also taking that time to evaluate inside of me, to go within me and to say, is this resonating with me? And is it fully resonating with me? Or are there parts of it that are resonating with me? Or is it a total, like, I'm repelled by this person? And then at the end of the day, what do I trust? Am I going within enough to trust? Am I connected to the divine enough to trust? Am I doing the work on myself enough to trust myself? And when I was saying earlier, 80 to 90% of your business results and your business success, it is based upon that. It's based upon how well you know yourself, how well you trust yourself, how much you're living by your own rules and not someone else's, and how much you are living in integrity and honesty and authenticity. And those are my 3 business values that I live by in my business and in my life. I hope you've enjoyed today's show, and I will see you next time. And if you would like a free meditation, you can go to RebeccaSatori.com/meditation. It's a money meditation. There's 101 affirmations along with some sound healing frequencies that will also resonate within your body and create a divine change for you instantaneously. I've had so many people over the years comment about how much that meditation has changed their life. It's a 20-minute meditation. You can even sleep with it on. And also, I would invite you to subscribe and like and